What's up, guys? You guys know who it is. Your boy JP, the install guy, here to make your install life a little bit easier. And today we're going to finish up part 2 of installing this amplifier inside of this Hyundai Elantra, which is the year 2022. If you're interested in to see how to install this LOC or this lc2i, please continue to watch. And if you're a newcomer here, consider subscribing, because these are the type of things that we do here. Anything car audio install related, that's what the channel is about. And from time to time, I like to spread my car audio knowledge. So whether you're a beginner or advanced, this channel just might be for you. So the lc2i, on this side we have two sets of RCA outputs. We have a main output and a base output. Since we're only hooking up a sub amp, we're going to hook up our RCAs on here. Now if you look over here on this side, we have the speaker input terminals. This thing does unplug if you need to unplug it, and there is a Phillips head screw, and you will tighten down your speaker wires inside there. And on the other side of that, we have the power. Now this thing does need 12-volt constant and ground, but for these two, I want to talk about that for a second, because you got some options. We can either get a switch 12-volt source to go into the remote in, which will turn this on, and then it will give us a higher current output to go towards our amplifier. But we can actually just make sure we have this jumper in the enable spot on the GTO, and that stands for great turn on. Basically, when the car comes on and it senses the speaker inputs on here, is going to output a remote out. I really do like that feature, because sometimes when you're dealing with some vehicles, it may be hard to find a switch circuit. So as long as we put 12 volts and ground out here, and it senses the speaker signal on this side, it's going to output us 12 volts. The biggest question I usually get is, what speaker wires do I tap off of? Do I need to tap off the fronts? Do I need to tap off the rears? Can I just use the left? Can I just use the right? Do I have to use both? Well, I already have a video explaining line output converters. I will link that for you guys. On this one, we just want to make sure that the ones that we're tapping off is full range. Now, this vehicle that we're using is not amplified, and since the fronts are component set, I'm assuming that the tweeters are just, the tweeters may have a capacitor on it, so it kind of blocks the bass from hitting that, which means that the tweeters and the front door speakers may be wired. Now, I don't have a RTA, so I can't test to make sure that that's full range. So what I usually do is I like to play some music and stick my ear up to the door, and if I hear pretty much a full range signal, like some good mids, some highs, and some bass, those will be the ones that I would tap off of. I know the rears kick out some good bass, so we're going to tap off the rear speakers in this vehicle. So I'm just gonna take my box cutter and cut away some of this tester tape so we can get to our speaker wires. Alright guys, so I peeled this tape back and I see a bunch of twisted pairs over here, so I'm assuming that those are going to be my speaker wires, but I'm going to double check by using my speaker popper polarity tester. I will have a link in the description so you guys can pick this up. This one has been used and abused. I've had it for like 6 years, but either way, I do sell those on the website as well. What I want to do is take my negative on to one of the twisted pairs, and we want to put our positive on the twisted on the other side of the twisted pair, and we want to go ahead and pop that speaker. Passenger side. First one was the driver's side, and the second one that I tested was the passenger side speaker. I did confirm that those are the right ones. Now, you do want to make sure that you have the right polarity, which means your positive is on your positive and negative is on the negative for both speakers, so this thing can sound as best as possible. I want to know which one's positive and negative. This thing right here does have just a regular speaker test, so if you have the door panels off, you can press that and it will pop it in a certain direction. If it pops outward, then that means that you have your positive and negatives in the right polarity. If your speaker moves inward, then that means that they are switched over, and you need to go ahead and swap your polarities out. Now, if you don't, an easier way to check if you don't feel like taking off your door panels is to actually have a wire diagram, and I provide all that information for my Patreons. Those guys go the extra mile to support me in the channel, so I go the extra mile supporting them by giving them wire colors, behind the scenes footage, and that's the platform that I'm using to give all my one-on-one trainings. Alright, so we went on ahead and finished the military splice. Now I'm going to add a little drop of solder to each one of these, tape it up, and then we're going to get our twisted pair speaker wire inputs ran down here to the bottom so we can hook it up to the lc2i. Here we are down here with the lc2i. We're about to go ahead and get this thing wired up. I have tapped off power from the fuse box. Just found a good 12 volt source. This is not going to pull that much current, so we should be good. I have links in the description. Cards should be popping up in the corner if you need to know how to safely tap off the fuse box as well. As far as the ground, we just made sure we had a clean spot of metal, and we use a self tapper and a lock washer with that. And we'll show you how to put these inside of here. Now I went on ahead and used some ferrules. Anytime I can actually clean the wiring up, I like to go ahead and do so. So first thing you want to do is take a small Phillips or flathead screwdriver, and you want to go in here and open these up as wide as they can go. Then what we want to do, let's see, this is left, positive, and negative. I have black as my positive and white as my positive and black as my negative. So I'm gonna put those two ferrules inside of there. I just want to tighten that down. Alright, so now I'm going to take my remote wire and run it to the back alongside of my power. We're going to take our RCA right here, put it on our base output side, and I'm actually going to run it on the other side of the vehicle back there to the amp. And before I actually mount this thing, I want to make sure that everything works how it's supposed to, so we're just going to leave this right here till we get everything situated. Alright guys, so there you have it. We got the lc2i installed, we got signal going back to our amplifier, and we are getting that good bass. If you guys found any type of value in this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment if you want to. I need you guys to remember that this is just a line output converter install video. If you want to see the full install, I will be linking that video to you guys as well, so you can see how to actually run power wires through the firewall in this car and hook up everything else that needs to be hooked up. All those links will be in the description. Till next time, this is your boy JP signing out. Happy install, and I hope everybody has a blessed day.